I'm grabbing my PlayStation VR to become one with nature. That's right, I've dusted off my VR headset on the world of PlayStation, jumped back in over there to play Wind and Leaves. This is a very unique, relaxing game that I've been having an absolute blast with. It's an exploration game, but with a bit of a twist. If you've ever played Flower, this kind of reminds me of that particular game, but with a twist. Being in VR is a whole new experience. Basically, you are stranded on this world, and it's a barren wasteland set in this desert-like setting, and your objective is to go and grow nature. Just have a forest grow beneath you and understand the comings of the world and what happened here and why is everything so barren and where did everybody go, or where did the creatures go. There's very subtle hints here of a story, but you're really just kind of relaxing and planting a lot of trees. I know it sounds simple and it might even come a little off-putting to some, but if you're looking for just a chill experience, this one's cool. Like, I was actually rather surprised. You are in some kind of contraption, this thing like stilts, and you're connected to the trees, and you quickly within the game get a couple abilities that allow you to grow more and more of the forest. And when you reach certain biomes, you need to plant certain aspects of certain trees. Sometimes you're combining these little fruits to combine and make a new tree and a new forest area, but it only goes so far. If you plant the wrong piece of fruit in that area, then that's just gonna die off. And if you go too far outside, then you get enclosed by like the roots, and that will kill you. So you need to make sure when you're growing your forest that you're close by the rest of the forest so it can flourish together. It sounds a little weird, but to me, this game was just, it was one of those experiences you just sat back and you go out and explore and find out what's going on. It was just a cool, different take on a VR experience that wasn't too overpowering, but yet still there for a good time. What I did though, was kind of do it in small bursts. Otherwise, the movement within the game sometimes brought on a little motion sickness, and then that's always a struggle when it comes to VR, is how do they conquer the effects of motion sickness. And you have the ability to take off the hub and go out and just go, or you can have it so it sort of like zones in. So I did both ways to see which one will kind of help ease that motion sickness. At the end of it, it didn't really matter. It was still by the time I put in an hour or an hour and a half of game time in VR, which is often for a lot of us a long time to be there, but if you're in for that long, I was pretty well done by the time my hour to an hour and a half was up. Visually, I think this is where the game really shines, from that in mechanics of growing these trees. I love the art direction that the team took over at Tribucket. That was just awesome. It's just peaceful, it's relaxing. The audio, the ambiance that gives you within the world as well is really cool. And you have this ability to, once you go and gather all the fruits off the trees, because you can climb the trees, gather the fruits that you need to go out and then plant more trees, obviously. But then you also have this ability that's up on your right hand side to kind of mess with time, and you can speed that process up. So you're not just kind of hanging out waiting there aimlessly. You're able to move the time forward in a much quicker pace that you can actually watch a whole tree grow right in front of your face if you wanted to sit there. And I did that for some extent, because then all of a sudden the fruit was like right there and I didn't have to go very far, and I would just grab the fruit as it started sprouting from the tree. And it was just a cool thing to see. It was, man, I don't know how else to really explain this game, but you gotta try it. It is really that neat. Wind and Leaves is a very artistic approach to VR storytelling with a subtlety in the story that kind of had me enthralled and kept me going within the game. This is an artistic approach that people shouldn't miss in the world of VR. Something unique to experience, and is definitely one I highly recommend. And it puts me there with an 8.5. Wind and Leaves is a unique artistic VR experience that brings a relaxing game with subtle storytelling that shouldn't be missed. Just the walking around motion sickness can get ya.